Hello everyone and happy Easter! We're here for another Sewing Report Live on this holiday, and yes, we are doing the show because I already celebrated yesterday. We went over to my mom's house and we actually had Chinese food. What a way to celebrate Easter, right? I'm Jen, the host of Sewing Report Live. Welcome everyone who's watching. It's actually hasn't been a super crazy news week here in the sewing world. We do have a couple things to talk about, but we're gonna hang out, we're gonna have fun, and we're just gonna chill and enjoy this Sunday evening. So I hope everyone is doing well here. And first, I gotta kick it to the Sewing Report sponsor as usual, the Sewing Report Etsy shop, where you can find fabric, sewing supplies, and homemade gifts. And we are running a sale on fabric bundles. We have lots of stuff in the shop. We sell sew tights, sewing notions. I have trim. We have needles. We have lots of items, and some of it is on sale. We have the new Sarah Hart's woven fabric labels, which I still have to try out because they look super awesome, and I can't wait to put some of these in my own sewing projects. We have pins, lots of items. So this is one of the things that makes doing these channels possible. We are independent media here at Sewing Report Live, and I really try to keep the content here as organic and not sponsored other than myself as possible. So I hope everyone's doing great today. And a few ground rules: if you are watching live or on the replay and participating in the chat or comments, I just ask that you keep all comments, kind of relevant to the topic, polite, civil, respectful, no self-promotion, and no politics. So I just ask that you respect those guidelines here at Sewing Report Live. So I hope everyone's doing great today. We've got Tired of Trolls in the house. Welcome, welcome. Chris B, happy Easter. I'm making hot fudge for our ice cream bar with the family tonight. That sounds, all right, I'm coming to your house, Chris. I am coming to your house, even though we're probably not anywhere close, but you know, hey, it is what it is. Driving from Hannibal, Missouri. Sounds awesome. We got Tiff in the house. Welcome, Tiff. I don't think I've seen you comment here before, but welcome to Sewing Report Live. Happy Easter. So yeah, I was initially planning not to do the show today because it's a holiday, and I figured we usually go over to my mom's house. I have a pretty small family, so we usually just do stuff, the three of us. But she was doing something with her church today, so she's like, hey, do you want to come over on Saturday? And I was like, sure, what do you want to do? She didn't feel it. My mom's at the point where she is not into like doing a lot. Like, again, she wants to kick it. She wants to kind of make everything a little more easy on herself, and she doesn't really want to do a lot of like big cooking stuff for the holidays. So I was like, that sounds cool. I was like, do you want to go to a restaurant? She's like, you know what, why don't we get Pei Wei? Yeah, so we went to Pei Wei and had Chinese food for Easter last night. So that was a lot of fun. I actually really, again, not sponsored or anything, I am a big Pei Wei fan. Now, I know some people are in the Panda Express train. I am on the Pei Wei fan. I have the app, I have an account, and Pei Wei, it's like a sister chain to PF Chang's, but it's a little bit more budget friendly, and they do things more like cafeteria style or takeout. I love Pei Wei, and they're always having promotions. So I believe this weekend they're having I think this is still going on, but if you love Pei Wei and you have one in your area, they have a promotion where you can get 25% off of your order of $20 or more. I think with the coupon code 25 off 20, I believe. So if you are into Pei Wei, I think that's running until like tomorrow or something. So, but it's a really great, they have great deals, and I actually think the food is a pretty good, it's a pretty good deal for the money. So I'm a fan. I've been a fan of Pei Wei for years. So again, not sponsored or anything. I love that chain. I think and I love the firecracker chicken. I'm just a big fan of that particular dish. It's awesome, and it's really not that spicy. So let me bring up the Pei Wei app on my phone, because yeah, it's really great. So, and they have like a rewards program. Again, I don't have one near me, but we have one like close to us. So yeah, let me put on the overhead camera here. Hold on a second. So, all right, let me get the app on here again. Not to make so yeah, So there's one close to my mom's house. There's not one close to us. But whenever I go to my mom's house, we tend to get payway a lot. So I've got 380 points now. So that's awesome. Let me see if I can find this. And they always... Okay, so here is the promotion. Wait, that's... Alright, that's an old one. Okay, so this is the Happy Feaster. Okay, this is the Happy Feaster meal. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, so today's the... Okay, sorry guys, today is the last day. So it's... So again, if you want to get payway tonight and you live near one, this is the coupon code. Get 25% off $20 with coupon code... Let me see if I can... Alright, I can't make this bigger, but it's a coupon code 25 off 20. So if you got a payway in your area and you want to make an order tonight or go... I think it's a pretty good value. So we got like 4 entrees and a side for like $40 with tax and everything. And I thought that was a pretty good, deal. Because even if you go to your local Chinese restaurant now, they're now charging like $13 or $14 for a meal. So we ended up getting our meals from Payway for like $8. And I thought that was a fair deal. So, you know, good place. Again, not sponsored or anything, but it's really, you know, I'm a fan. I like Panda too, but I like Payway a little bit better. Just personal opinion. All right, there's a special Panda Express at the University of Missouri that celebrates the founders. Wow, I didn't realize. So Panda Express, like, is that where they got their start? I don't know. But side note, BTS, my favorite musical group, they love Panda Express. They're big fans. So, but I'm more of a Payway gal myself. I like Payway. I just think, and P.F. Chang's is awesome, but I like that Payway is like a little bit more of a budget-friendly option. You know, but it's still like this kind of same food. Like, it's kind of the same food. So you can get the same food at P.F. Chang's, but for like a little bit less money. And I like to get takeout there. So we always do that when we're going to my mom's house, and she really likes Chinese food. So we're fans, and that's how we spent our Easter. How are you spending your Easter? I hope you're having a good holiday. So yeah, we're gonna get into stuff, but I want to, again, I know a lot of people are still going wild over the JOANN Fabric bankruptcy announcement, and there hasn't been a whole lot new to report. The only thing that is sort of new, so here, let me bring this up here. There has been a couple things going on. So JOANN stock has been delisted off of the Nasdaq stock exchange. So this happened, I believe, on Thursday. So here is an article. This article was put out right before the delisting. So this is from Investor Place. And let me turn off the music here. We're gonna turn that down for a little bit. So this says JOANN stock plunges ahead of Nasdaq suspension. JOANN stock will stop trading tomorrow. This article came out on Wednesday, so that's now happened. JOANN stock is falling on Wednesday ahead of its delisting. Shares will no longer trade on the Nasdaq starting tomorrow. That's now happened. This is due to the company's recent bankruptcy filing. So it said when markets opened on Thursday, shares of JOANN stock will be suspended and then delisted from the Nasdaq. That bankruptcy filing has JOANN no longer being compliant with several Nasdaq rules and has also resulted in the JOANN stock falling hard since filing for bankruptcy. JOANN was made aware of the plans to delist its shares this week. The craft retailer took no action to appeal the exchange's decision. Its current plan is to be privately owned after the bankruptcy is complete. So how this affects JOANN stock, investors are making one last-ditch effort to sell the stock before tomorrow's delist. Obviously, this article is dated. That brings with it heavy trading of shares. This is more than 1.7 million units exchanging hands as of this writing. That's above its daily average trading volume of about 1.1 million shares. JOANN stock is down 19.9% as of Wednesday morning and down 82.7% since the start of the year. Investors searching for all of the latest stock market stores will want to stick. Okay, that's all right. That's about it. So the stock has now been delisted, and I'll show you this. Sorry, I got to itch my nose real quick. The last price it was trading at was 11 cents. So 11 cents, and now it is no longer able to be traded. So here is the activity over the past month. So in the beginning of the month, it was at 51 cents. And it kind of went out at 11. I mean, that's such a ridiculously low price. Yeah. So you can now no longer buy and trade JOANN stock. The company is now completely private, owned by lenders and the private equity group Leonard Green and Partners. So yeah, this is the stock over the past month. This is over the past 6 months. So you can see the bankruptcy announcement came in March. So you can see it went from 51 cents to 22 cents a couple days later. And, now it's, so yeah, anyone who did have JOANN stock, they lost out. I imagine some people probably shorted the stock, which means they were betting on the stock to fall. So some people probably put some, so I believe it's called placing puts on the stock. I'm not a financial expert, and just a side note, this is definitely not financial advice. So that's the latest. Pretty crazy stuff, though, and there's been a lot of activity. People are still kind of reporting on what's going on at their local stores, and I mean it's just been a big mess. So, in other news, though, let me find this other article. This is the only other really thing happening in the past week. So it says Gordon Brothers ponies up millions to boost JOANN's liquidity. So this article says Gordon Brothers has provided a hefty exit facility commitment as agent for JOANN Stores LLC to support the company's restructuring. When the fabrics and crafts specialty chain entered into a voluntary prepackaged Chapter 11 on March 18th, it announced it could wrap up its restructuring as early as late April. The private company that emerges from that process will be owned by some of its lenders and industry parties, it said at the time. Gordon Brothers is now providing $100 million to support that effort. The global assets company last year also provided a first-in, last-out credit facility to help optimize JOANN Store's balance sheet and drive free cash flow across the enterprise. In addition to our advisory and consulting services, our credit facilities extension will help secure JOANN Store's liquidity and support its growth, said Kyle Shonak, Senior Managing Director of Gordon Brothers Transaction Team and Head of North America Lending. The JOANN retail chain operates more than 800 stores and an e-commerce platform, which have been running without interruption since last week's bankruptcy filing. The company's filing stated that it had received commitments for approximately $132 million in new financing and related financial accommodations, and expects to reduce funded debt on its balance sheet by approximately $505 million. JOANN operated as a privately owned company for nearly a decade before its return to the public market in March 2021. The company was founded in 1943 in Cleveland, Ohio. So, I mean, hopefully this does help. I mean, yeah, we'll see. And just a quick caveat to anyone who's watching this. Even though JOANN has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, that does not mean the stores are closing. It's a reorganization, and they're trying to settle all of the company's debt. And again, I also just kindly ask you, please don't bug the employees at the stores or go in and ask a bunch of questions or ask when their store is closing. They have not announced any store closings in related to the bankruptcy, and everything that's happening is it's really no fault of the employees at the store. So please don't make their job any harder than it needs to be, and don't don't be annoying, and don't be cool, guys. Just be cool. This is a top-down decision, and we don't. Again, we already realize. I'm sure the employee morale at these stores has been better. Probably not great. We don't really need to give the employees any more headaches. So if you are going to shop there, just be cool, guys. And we do have an employee, someone who says they work at JOANN's. I work at JOANN's. If you have any questions, so yeah, I guess if you have any questions, feel free to shoot them at Christine since they're in the chat. So welcome, Christine. I hope you're doing okay. And I realize this must not be the easiest time to work at JOANN's, but I know, a lot of people would be really bummed if any stores closed, or if this company, in the future were to not exist. So I do really hope JOANN's can get it together, and I hope that corporate can start making better decisions. because clearly they're not. That's the thing. Clearly things are not going well there. So, yeah. So she says, we get asked all day, every day. They don't tell us anything either. And that's the thing. Like, the employees aren't going to know any more than what's been publicly announced. So you going into the you guys going into the stores and asking questions isn't helping anything. And it's just going to annoy the people who work there. So, guys, don't do that. Don't do that. All right, I'm going to get some water real quick. All right, I got to mute myself real quick. Hold on. All right, I'm still dealing with a lot of congestion, and I just switched. I'm going to give another. I figured maybe I would try to switch allergy meds. I just take like over-the-counter stuff. So I recently just tried switching to another one. I don't know if it's working or not. And I tried something else I got off of Amazon called Sinus Clear. But I still, like, I have so much phlegm. And then especially when I'm doing these shows and I'm talking a lot, it seems to exacerbate the issue. And then I just get like a lot of congestion in my throat and my sinuses. I don't know what's going on. So anyways, so that's really the latest with JOANN's. Again, not much to report, but the stock has now been delisted off of the Nasdaq, and, you know, we'll see what happens after April when the bankruptcy proceeding is going to be complete. All right, Christine says it's tough. Our hours keep getting cut every week, and we don't have enough hours to have it well staffed. I've worked with one person at cut counter and me on register. Oh my gosh. I can't even, like, that's crazy. And it must not help at all just to know that the company executives are getting like 6-figure bonuses and stuff. It's like, these are the people that contributed to the problem, you know? And I've had some comments be like, well, you know, even though they might not have crafty knowledge or, you know, fabric experience, that doesn't mean they can't run a business. I would say this, clearly they're not doing it very well because the company just filed for bankruptcy. So, I mean, well, yes, you might be able to run a crafting and fabric business okay, even if you don't have first-hand experience. These people clearly are not doing it well. So that's all I got to say about that. So, oh boy. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? But, all right, I'm going to get some water real quick. All right, so another thing I do want to address is I did a standalone video earlier in the week, and I didn't want to just wait until Sunday because I did think this was something that was important to get the information out. But a lot of customers of this online e-learning platform called Domestika have been reporting issues with getting charged for a subscription where they did not authorize it or sign up for this thing. And I know this definitely has like some craftsy vibes to me. And that is something, so I put out a video on this channel earlier in the week talking about that particular issue. And it's been kind of nuts. So let's talk about Domestika because I do think this is kind of crazy. So I think I've heard of Domestika before, but I've never purchased anything from this company and I've never tried any of the courses. A lot of the courses also are not in English, so they're in other languages and they have like subtitles or whatnot. So this is definitely kind of like another version of like Craftsy or Creative Bug, and they have courses in a lot of different topics. They do have like sewing and crafts, but they also have courses in things like Photoshop or graphic design, other types of things like photography. And you can buy standalone courses from Domestika, but they also have something called like Domestika Plus. So here's some of the courses here. And again, it's the sort of thing where they lure you in with this like attractive introductory pricing or like very low. And this is because sort of it's like the course is $39.99, but you can get an 85% discount and get it for $5.99. So you can either purchase courses a la carte individually, or you can buy this Domestika Plus subscription. So it's like you can enjoy over 1,000 courses free and get a certificate per course. So it's so if you pay annually, it's $99.99, or per month, it's $15.99. So I started seeing people talk about this online, and I was like, what's happening with this? So what was going on is that a lot of people were buying individual courses, like they were paying $5.99, and then they were just randomly charged like $99.99 on their credit cards for a Domestika Plus subscription they never signed up for. So some people were saying that when they placed the individual course in the cart, Domestika was kind of sneakily adding in a free trial of Domestika Plus. And that's the thing, when the free trial ran out, you would be signed up and get renewed for the full subscription. But a lot of people were saying they didn't even experience that. Either they took the Domestika Plus subscription free trial out of the cart, or they didn't even get that option. And I just kind of was playing around on the website to see like what was going on. So like, here, I'll just try to buy some random course. Let's just try to buy botanical sketchbooking. So when I added this to my cart, I was just trying to see what would happen. And all right, so okay, I've got two courses. What do I have in my cart? Oh, guys, I don't even know why do I have two things in my cart? All right, so let's see what happens. Okay, so I think I added this in my cart, but okay, this is weird that it's kind of saved as a cookie. So I've got two courses in my cart. All right, and yeah, like you can see, it doesn't have, so it has you put in your payment information or pay with PayPal, and mine doesn't even have like a free trial for Domestika Plus or anything. So if I were to purchase these courses, which I'm definitely not because I don't want Domestika to get my payment information, customers reporting that they would buy these individual courses and then they would just randomly get charged a $99 fee for the subscription. So I was like, well, that's pretty crazy. And that seems very sketchy to me. Like, I do not like that. So this definitely has craftsy vibes, like up the wazoo. So I started seeing people talk about this online, and you can see, so people were having a really hard time. One of the problems is that people were having a very hard time getting in touch with anyone at Domestika. So on the website, they didn't really have like a place to contact them. So if you go, here, I'll go back here. And I'm definitely not inputting any of my payment info. So when you would, like, there was no way to contact them. There's no email address. The only way people could do it was trying to, like, leave comments on social media or trying to, like, yeah, so you can see it's like there's no contact us form or anything like that. So people were, like, very upset that they couldn't get in touch with anyone. There's no email. There's no, like, contact us here. So the only thing people could do is DM them on Instagram or, like, Twitter or Facebook, or try to leave a public comment. So it got so bad that people actually formed a Domestika Scam Facebook group where they were sharing like what worked for them. So there are currently about 177 members, and I'm sure there are probably more customers this has happened to. Now, when I did the video, some people were saying, I'm fine, nothing's happened to me. It does seem like this just started happening this year. So if you had worked with Domestika in the past and purchased things like a couple years ago, they didn't report any problems, but people have started reporting problems about this at the beginning of this year. So a lot of customers have been long time customers, and they only have reported that this has just started happening. So people in the Facebook group are basically saying, leave comments on social media. And what I noticed, they have a couple accounts. They have one main like Instagram account, and then they've got an English Instagram account. And what I noticed is that I actually sent direct messages to both accounts just saying, hey, I'd like to, get your response to this. A lot of people are reporting that they're being charged, they're getting unauthorized charges for this subscription that they didn't sign up for. Domestika did not get back to me. And after they didn't respond, I actually left a public comment on some of their posts. And I noticed Domestika is deleting all of the negative comments on social media. They're doing it on Facebook and they're doing it on Instagram. So people were kind of again, I wouldn't say spamming, but they were leaving comments saying, you guys charge, you guys are scammers, or you guys charge my account when I didn't purchase this. And I noticed Domestika has been and they deleted my comment. So I actually left a comment on this particular post, and it wasn't like, aggressive or anything like that. It was just saying, hey, I'd like to, I sent you guys a DM because some customers are reporting that they're getting unauthorized charges for a Plus subscription they didn't sign up for. And they just deleted my comment. So, and I left them a comment on their domestic English account as well, and they have also deleted those comments as well. So a bunch of people left comments here, and they've now gotten rid of them. So that bothers me as a consumer and as someone that reports on the sewing and crafting industry. I really don't like the way that Domestika is handling this situation. They're not responding to any inquiries. They're not addressing this at all. And a lot of people say they're having problems getting refunds for a subscription they did not sign up for. So if you are affected, let me know in the comments or in the chat, because this is crazy. And I think them deleting all of the comments, that, again, they're not mean or nasty comments. They're just calling them out for something this company did. And I think them deleting all of those comments from people who have been basically scammed by this company is not a good look. So Domestika, if you're watching this, I think you need to be a little bit more transparent about this and at least acknowledge what's happening, because this is very, very bad. And about $100 is a lot of money to people. And that's why I decided to do a video on that, because, again, I don't think companies like this are going to make any positive changes unless there's a lot of noise about it. So I did notice that customers are starting to review bomb them on places like Trustpilot and Better Business Bureau, which I think is a good thing. Again, people need to know about this, because imagine buying a course for $5.99 and then getting a charge in your credit card for $99 for something you never signed up for. That's the definition of fraud or a scam. So here's some of the reviews, and it's this is very scammy behavior. This is sketchy behavior. So look at all these people that this has happened to. So again, just a consumer warning here. I definitely would not recommend giving Domestika your payment info or buying anything from them until they clean up their act. And again, I think this would erode the trust for me to the point where I would not purchase anything from this company, Domestika. Look at all these 1-star reviews from all of these people this happened to. And same thing with the Better Business Bureau. This company has been doing this to customers all over the world. I've seen complaints in all different languages from all different countries. But this is definitely a problem, and I think this is certainly an issue. And people, again, and another thing I saw is that people were saying that Domestika... and also they kind of sneakily finally added a form to get a refund. So here, if you go to the help section here, they added this after all of the backlash started. So if you go to this website now, you can they finally have a way for you to do it online. And so you have to, so here's the thing, if you request Domestika Plus refund, this is how you can contact somebody at the company. But this is crazy. And this is very sketchy behavior on their part. I think this is wrong. Definitely not a fan. And I just want to let everyone know what's happening, because this is pretty not cool on the part of Domestika. Again, not a company I've ever bought anything from. I think I might have gotten an email from them years ago asking if I wanted to join their affiliate program. Possibly. I'm not 100% sure. But there is now a way, and by the way, all of these resources are linked in the description box, so if you want to find a way to the contact form. Apparently they just added this over the past few days after people were complaining and blowing up their social media. And it's also a really bad look, in my opinion, for them to delete all of the negative comments and not even not even respond to them. I think that's pretty weird. So that is what's going on with Domestika. Yeah, definitely don't recommend this company at all, because this is pretty crazy. I mean, in my opinion. So, all right, I gotta get some water real quick here. All right, let's check out some of the comments here. Just got a Lumi ad in the middle of your broadcast. Oh, that's fun. All right, I haven't seen any fabric increases lately. I have been lowering more than increase. So Christine says they are a manager with JOANN's, and someone's asking about fabric prices, I believe. Okay, so I want to talk about this. So another option is to dispute it with your credit card company immediately or with your bank. So here's the thing: if you are going to dispute any transactions with your credit card or with PayPal, so if you did pay for Domestika with PayPal, so some of the people in the Facebook group were saying they were finally able to get an email response from Domestika, and Domestika is saying, we've determined that you did sign up for the subscription, even though this person didn't. But we're going to offer you a one-time exception and give you a refund. But in order to provide the refund, you have to close or withdraw your dispute with PayPal or with your credit card company. So here's the thing. If you are trying to work with the vendor directly, like Domestika or any other company, and you're trying to get a refund from them, this company can't work with you if you are disputing it with your credit card company or with PayPal. Just a fact. And this works with any vendor or any merchant that you're trying to do business with. I saw some people were saying that Domestika was saying, hey, we'll refund your money, but you have to withdraw your PayPal dispute. And this person was a little bit skeptical, thinking it might be a stall tactic from Domestika, like, oh, hey, well, if we can get them to withdraw their PayPal dispute, then, we still won't give. They're worried about Domestika kind of going back on their word, which can certainly understand, especially when they've already done this. How can you really trust them? And I think that's a very valid valid thing to be concerned about. But if you are disputing it with your bank or with your credit card or with PayPal, then the vendor has to work with them and not with you directly. So just an FYI, I'm not sure which is the better way to go in this situation. But either Domestika is working with you for the refund, or they're working with the payment processor or the credit card or whatnot. The other thing to know is that I'm wondering if they're feeling the heat, because I believe if you're a vendor, if you are Domestika, if you get a certain percentage of chargebacks or disputes, they can actually close your account or refuse to do business with you. So I'm wondering if they're worried about that with PayPal or with all the credit card processing, whoever they use for their credit card processor. So I do believe if you get a certain amount of chargebacks or disputes, they can kind of shut you down. So they do have an incentive to actually issue the refunds, because if they do get a certain amount of chargebacks, they're done and they can't do business anymore. But I can understand why customers might feel a bit hesitant about doing that. Because the other thing I'm wondering is that if you close a dispute, you might not be able to reopen it. So say you withdrew or canceled your dispute. If Domestika didn't refund you, maybe they were shysty about it, you might not be able to open another one or reopen it. So something to keep in mind. I'm going to be monitoring this, because I do think this is kind of a mess. And, I do hope Domestika actually does the refunds. Some people in the Facebook group were saying that they did actually get the refund, either through working with Domestika or working with PayPal. So just something to keep in mind. I did leave some resources down in the description box, so you could do either way, but just keep in mind that you can only do one avenue at a time. You can't do both. So I do hope for all of the customers that were affected by this, I hope you can get a positive resolution. I think this is very sketchy behavior on behalf of this company This is not a company I will ever do business with in any capacity or promote. After hearing about this, like, I just don't know how you could trust buying anything from this company or giving them your payment information, which is pretty crazy. Okay, this is about JOANN. I've seen many good discounts online, but I have to go to the store and see if the price discounts are the same. I wish they were covered, but without hurting our budgets. Okay, Christine, JOANN manager, most of the time they are the same discount unless it says online only. We won't have that discount. But if it doesn't say online only, we have to honor. All right, good to know. Good to know. Thank you, Christine, for hanging out in here and for answering questions about JOANN's. I know there's a lot going on, but again, I do want to emphasize, if you are going to the stores, please don't bother the employees or, like, you know, be like that person that's, like, asking them annoying questions or asking them when the store's closing. Because at this point, we have not heard anything about the store's closing. So, you know, right now, all we know is that it's supposed to be business as usual. They still are going through the bankruptcy process with the court system. And you can no longer buy the stock. So that's really all there is to it. You know, different people have been reporting different states of the stores. My store, like, there were enough employees, and I did, if you haven't seen that video, I did do kind of an undercover vlog on what's going on at my local JOANN's. The store was a bit in disarray because they don't have enough employee hours to really do a lot with unpacking the inventory, but there were a lot of employees there. So, I mean, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. All right. Oh, I also do want to share. I just saw this today. But if you are looking for pattern sales, right now I noticed that the simplicity.com is having a sale on a lot of patterns. So, it's not quite as good as the $1.99 pattern sales or the $2.99 patterns, but they are 70% off, so a lot of the patterns were like $4 or $5, which isn't bad, and you can get free shipping off of orders of $75 or more. And I've placed orders with simplicity.com before, and they didn't often have free shipping, so I've noticed they're doing free shipping a lot now, which is at least one plus, and, you know, a lot of the patterns are on sale. So let's take a look at some of the sales here. Now, it doesn't apply until you put the pattern in your cart. So let's check out some of these patterns. So, and I don't know, I think it's 70, I don't know if it's 70% off the full price or this, like, sale price. And let's just try to put something in the cart and see what happens. Okay, so this is the Mrs. Shirt dress. It's sort of a cute pattern here. I'd wear that. I don't wear dresses a lot, but... So when you, all right, and you can choose the format. It still does drive me crazy that the paper pattern is the same price as the PDF. I think there should be a difference. I'm going to do the 14. So my size is like between a 14 and a 16. So I'll put that in my cart. We'll do paper. Let's see what the price is when paper. Oh, let's do this. Okay. Add to cart. Let's see what the price is. All right. So the price is $4.61. Honestly, I don't think that's terrible, and the fact that, you know, I don't have to drive to the store physically, and part of the thing, too, with shopping online is at least you know you're going to get that. If I go to a store, I don't even know if they might not even have this pattern, so at least, you know, I don't waste gas and time going to the store only to find out they might not have what I want. Okay, so this seems to be off the sale price. Let me check my calendar here. Hold on a second. I'm not sure if this is, I got to figure out if this is 70% off the sale price or 70% off the full price. So let's see here. Where's my calendar? Okay, so it starts off at $15.37. All right, 15 minus 70%. Okay, so it's actually 70% off the sale price. Okay, so that's not bad. I mean, I'm okay with paying $4.61 for a pattern. And if I buy... You know, if I buy $75 worth of patterns, which I probably won't, but I would get free shipping. So that's not too bad. And I think they don't charge that much for shipping. I think it's like $4. Like, if you can get up to like 4 patterns and I think pay $4 or something like that. So it's not terrible. So they are having a sale off a lot of patterns. So if you are in the market for patterns, they're having a 70% off the sale price of the patterns, which honestly isn't bad. let's see if there are any of the Vogue patterns are on sale. Let's see. All right, I don't think Vogue, it doesn't seem like Vogue is included in this sale. All right, yeah, it doesn't look like it. So it looks like it's Butterick, Nomi, McCall's, and Simplicity. So if you are looking for patterns from any of those lines, they are having a bit of a sale. Again, it's not as extreme as like the $1.99 patterns, but you know, for $4 and me being able to shop in my PJs, you know, that's not bad. You know, I'm not gonna complain about that. So there is a sale going on at simplicity.com right now. Okay, let's see here. All right. You are right, Jen. We don't have to make them feel worried if they're going to lose their jobs. And that's the thing. They already know that, you know, like the employee morale, they already know what's up. Let's be real. You know, I don't think we need to add to the employee's stress or, you know, make things more difficult than we need to be. You know what I mean? So if you are going to the store just to like get the scoop, don't do that. If you're going to a JOANN store, go there to actually shop and not just to like be like a, you know, like a vulture around, like, you know, you don't need to be a vulture. That's all I'm saying. You know, be cool, be kind to the employees. Don't make their lives more difficult. All right, that's another good idea. When you want to find nude sewing patterns, go to the official webpage. Yeah, I mean, the sale's not bad. Like, I don't think that sale... I think the prices are okay. You know, for $4, $5, you know, okay. Oh, and this pattern, this one's actually really cute too. This is let's go back here. So this is a Nomi pattern. So this one is like $11. Let's see how much that is. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely doing paper. This is a cute little dress and romper. And you know, the skirt's a little short for me, but the good thing is I could lengthen that or add like a ruffle to make it a little bit longer. All right, we'll do 14, 16. Let's see how much. So this one's $11. Okay, so this pattern is $3. So I mean, that's a really good price. And I don't have to leave the house. So not bad at all. Not bad at all. By the way, I think I might need to, honestly, I should probably de-stash some of my patterns. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. I have some duplicates and I have a lot of patterns that I'm just not going to do. Or I have multiples. So I don't know I don't know how I should de-stash. Am I allowed to de-stash them on Etsy? I don't even know. Maybe I'll de-stash them on Mercari or something. I'm not even sure, but I'll probably de-stash them. Maybe I could do it on Instagram. I don't even know, but I might de-stash some of my patterns, so if that's something you're interested in, let me know. All right, hello, Jules T. Cheers to all. Yeah, considering the regular prices are between $10.95 and $20, that 70% off is not a bad sale, especially considering that you get the convenience of shopping from home. You don't have to worry about like driving anywhere. Like my closest JOANN's is like a 30-minute drive. So that's not super close. Like that's really not super close to me at all. So I mean that's not bad at all. It's really not bad. So I do feel a little bit bad. This is totally off topic, but I know it's Easter and all, but I had to give the rabbit's in timeout right now in her pen. We usually let her kind of like roam around during the day, but I knew I had to do the show, and I don't know about you, but I can tell when she is in a very devious mood, and today was the day. So she was starting to chew things she wasn't supposed to, and I was like, all right, you're going to be in timeout. So she's in timeout right now. I know it's her day because it's Easter Sunday, and she is the Easter bunny. Here, and I do have a cute photo of the rabbit. Let me see if I can... She's eating. Let me see if I can find this photo. She is very cute. But sometimes I can just see it in her eyes that she is going to get into some trouble. So, which she does a lot. She's kind of a troublemaker. Because she's a rabbit. So, alright. So here's a couple... Alright. Let me see. Oh, I gotta... Actually, hold on a second. I think I can switch... Alright, I'm going to switch the All right, I'm going to switch the views here. All right. Okay, so here's J-Hop the rabbit, or the bunny, Easter bunny. She's eating cilantro. She is very cute. All right, let me see if I can find some more. Okay. Oh, and this has live view, so you can sort of see her munching on stuff. So this is my little munchkin here. Oh boy. This is probably one of my favorite pictures ever, if I'm being real. She's such a weird looking thing. Like, sometimes she just looks strange. I don't know. She reminds me of like a Muppet or something. She's very cute, but she gets like a look in her eye sometimes, and I can just tell, like, you can see the wheels. You can almost see the wheels turning. And I just felt like she was going to get into something while I was doing this. So I, put her back in her pen with some food. And right now she is, I think she's taking a nap. So that's good. She behaves really well when she's in her pen. She's mostly good when she's out, but some days I can just tell she's gonna get into something she's not supposed to. And it's going to be kind of a mess. So, yeah. Oh, thank you, Jules. Yeah, she is very cute, though. She did already get her snack today. I mean, that's the thing. It's easy being a rabbit. All she does is eat all day. She gets treats. She gets her face rubbed. And, life is good for a rabbit. It really is very good for a rabbit. So, I do live, it's kind of Easter 24/7, 365 up in this joint because we have a rabbit. So, she is very cute, though. So, and I can't do any, like, fun photo shoots with her, like, with, like, clothing on. I just don't think she would do that. Like, I've seen people on Instagram putting their bunnies in, like, hats and stuff, and I'm like, how do they do this? Like, how do they do that? Yeah. Oh, I know. She's very cute. She's very cute. I know, it's very easy to be a rabbit. It's very easy to be, life is just very easy being a rabbit. You know what I'm saying here? You know what I'm saying? If you can't tell already, this is not a very serious show. We're just, I don't know. It's going off the rails, but that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so your friend D-Stash is on eBay. So I have an eBay account. I've sold like a couple things on there. I don't know. And Mercari just went through some big changes this week. So there's a lot going on there with Mercari. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to de-stash. Like, and that's the thing. I don't want to just de-stash, like, if I can de-stash, I want to de-stash, like kind of a bundle. So, like, not just one pattern, but, like, hey, if you take, like, 10 of these patterns, I'll give them to you for, like, $20. Something, $20 plus shipping, something like that. So, yeah, I might de-stash just, like, maybe, like, on here. I don't even know. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if you cash at me or whatever, I'll like give you these. I don't even know. So I got to try to figure out what I'm going to do with the de-stashing. So maybe I'll do that. So, because that's the thing. I don't want to like, this is not like a money-making venture. I just want to get back, recoup some of my costs for them. And I'll ship them out. So maybe I'll do that. So I got to de-stash some of my patterns. And I got to, and I know I've been talking about that backstitch website a lot. I need to start like uploading some of my stuff, more of my stuff there, and trying to get organized this year, because I'm a mess. Like, I am not very organized with my sewing stuff at all, and it's like I don't even know what fabric I have at this point. Like, it's getting kind of, yeah. So, and I did I have like a standalone video here. You now have to pay like, and I understand they're trying to vet sellers now, so there's now like a $15 fee to go through like and again, I get it, because it costs money. It does cost the company money to like do background checks on people and like cross-reference that you are who you say you are and all that other stuff. So, all right, Jules T says, I need advice. I'm seriously considering unloading one of my industrial machines. I'm debating which one, the High-Lead or my Juki. The High-Lead is a beast of a machine. I don't know, Jules. Does anyone else have any opinions on this? Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what's the High-Lead machine. Are they both like just regular machines, or are they specialized machines? Like is one a walking foot machine and the other is just like a regular sewing machine? Like, let us know what it is, Jules T. Let us know what it is. Yeah, sounds like a good reason to have your own point of sale. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing with that, you know. And again, I think there are upsides and downsides with Etsy. So for me, I'm fine with the Etsy fees because I like the low hassle factor. And if you are doing your own standalone website or e-commerce shop, there are still fees with that too, and you have to do, in my opinion, you have to do a fairly high amount of volume to make those monthly fees worthwhile anyways. So I'm personally okay with all of the Etsy fees myself. You know, so I think it really depends on like what you're selling, the prices, and you know what your sales volume is. I just don't think I do enough volume with my own shop to make it worthwhile doing like my own website. Plus, I'd have to deal with the sales tax stuff, which is kind of a nightmare. So for me, the convenience of doing the Etsy shop is worthwhile to me. And even if I were to start now, I would be fine paying the $15. I think that's a good barrier to entry. Like, I almost think before that it was like too easy. It was almost like too easy to open an Etsy shop. And then you were getting a lot of, I hate to say this, but like kind of low quality sellers. People who were like not very serious about it, and also were doing things like selling illegal items, like stuff with intellectual property infringements, things like that. So I almost think it should be like not as easy to open an Etsy shop if you're doing, you know, because if you are doing it, you should be doing it as a business. Again, I think if you're only selling like a thing here and there, just sell to friends and family or do it on like Facebook groups or something. But if you're doing an Etsy shop, I do think it should be something you take relatively seriously because there are some implications like taxes and all that other stuff that you do have to worry about if you're opening an Etsy shop. Also, if you have any questions that you want to ask me, you know, we're chilling this Easter Sunday. Now is the time. If you have any questions, anything at all, now is your chance to ask. Okay, the Juki does medium weight, high, HL does leather. Jules, I would say if you don't sew with leather enough, I would get rid of the HL. I think it would depend on which one you use the most. You know, that's what I would say. All right, I've got a running blog right now called Streamlining Your Sewing Space as I'm in the process of clearing and decluttering. Very cool. All right, yeah, here's the thing. Facebook Marketplace, though, I personally, I don't know. I'm afraid of Facebook Marketplace. I've heard so many bad stories of like people wasting your time or like scammers. I'm afraid to do Facebook Marketplace. I'm kind of afraid. Yeah. So. I see them on Facebook. Yeah, I see some and you know, I would be okay with purchasing on Facebook Marketplace. I personally would not sell on Facebook. Like, I just think you would get all these, like, I think it tends to attract, like, the non-serious people, you know what I'm saying? Or, like, the crazy people. So, that's why I'm a little bit afraid of Facebook Marketplace. Okay, oh, the Simplicity sale ends today. Okay, good to know. So, you guys have today. So, if you do want to shop the sale, it ends today. Okay, good to know. Okay, I'm back on the some of the kids' clothing is kind of cute. Oh, yeah, the pattern sale is not bad. Some of these, if you are sewing children's clothing, I see some cute stuff on there. Okay, this is good. The nice thing about industrial machines is they hold their value. That's true. You know, so I think it depends. Like, if you really don't think you're going to use the machine, or you have, like, duplicates. Like, I have some sewing machines I honestly should probably offload. You know? Okay, Michael's Handmade and Amazon is starting to sound better and better. Yeah, I mean, you know, and that's the thing. I don't think Etsy's not perfect, and I definitely have my hang-ups with it. But my experience personally hasn't been bad on Etsy. So, you know, just my opinion. It hasn't been bad. Has not been bad. And if you can't tell, I'm not hip. I don't have a Stanley cup. I've got a cup from a brand called Reduce. And I think it works. The only thing, it doesn't have a handle on it, but it does have this very nice silicone sleeve on it. So it's pretty easy to hold. So I'm a fan. This is a kind of a monster cup. It kind of gets me to drink water. And I've had this for years. Guys, I was looking at the Stanley cups on the Target website today. They were $45. I think this cup was like under $20. I can't imagine paying $45 for a cup. Just my opinion. Yeah. Facebook Marketplace is decent if it's local. It might weed out the numbnuts. I don't know. I think it depends on what you're selling, but I've seen so many weird stories in the Choosing Beggar subreddit. It's like not even funny. Yeah, I have not tried Amazon Handmade. I don't know. If anyone here has, let me know what you think about it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just kind of afraid of a Facebook Marketplace overall. All right, I gotta mute myself real quick. Hold on. I'll turn on the music, though, so you have something to listen to. All right. I have a great Reduced cup, too. What's up with the Stanley thing? It's marketing. They created... A lot of it was like guerrilla marketing, like influencers posting pictures of their cups and videos. There was also that viral video of the lady whose like car caught on fire. And the Stanley cup still had like ice inside. They also did the thing with like the limited colors, so that also contributed. I mean, it's FOMO in social media. That's what it is. Oh, Craigslist. If you don't want to get murdered, stay off of Craigslist. Craigslist, I mean, back in the day, it wasn't as bad. Craigslist now, I probably would not shop Craigslist now, for sure. Oh, do you guys want to see a funny but like very off-color video? Well, I wouldn't say it's not off-color, it's just not family-friendly. Should we watch the video? I wasn't sure if I wanted to share this, to be honest with you. Maybe we will, though. So, okay, let me know in the chat, do you want to see the funny, hilarious, but not family-friendly video? Let me know if you do. Because I thought this was, like, hilarious. Ah. Alright, let me know in the chat if you want to... Alright. I want to continue it. Okay. Alright, let me know, guys. Should we watch the video? I'm not going to tell you what it's about. Okay. Alright, you guys. Yes, okay. So just a warning to anyone watching this. This is not a family-friendly video, and there is cursing in it. But... So I want to set up this. I do want to kind of set up what we're about to watch. Okay, so I think we've all, if you sell anything or you have like a small business or if you've ever done anything like that, this is very, you've probably gotten some like crazy customers, right? Like the people who are like entitled or they're like way out of bounds or they have like crazy expectations. All of those characteristics fits this next prospective customer to a T. Okay, so let me bring this up. So I found, I'm not even sure how I found, oh, I think this was in like the subreddit entitled bitch or something. It was like r/entitled bitch. So I was like, okay, I got to see this. So, all right, let's watch the video. Let me bring this up. Because this video is freaking, I was like, I watched it multiple times and I was like dying. Okay, so to set this up, this lady, okay, so she is a cake, all right, so let me show you her Instagram. So to set this up, this woman is Cassie from the Love and Flower Bakery. So she she's in like Colorado Springs or something. So she is an award-winning luxury cake designer, right? So look at her cakes. These cakes are freaking amazing. Like, I saw these cakes and I was like, holy crap. She's super talented. She has a fairly large social media presence. I mean, these cakes are out of this world. I hope she charges a lot of money for them because she's very talented. And even though this is not sewing related, I feel like this is directly applicable to the handmade, the handmade space in general. I feel like this is very relatable. So these are her cakes. She probably charges a premium for these because these are incredible. So this is her. I mean, I want this cake so bad. I was like, this lady is insanely talented. So these are some of her cakes. And she doesn't, and also to set this up, she doesn't accept a lot of orders. She obviously does commissioned, like, custom cakes. But she does, obviously, because of how time consuming this stuff is, she seems to pick and choose her projects. And she's very picky about it. So she doesn't just, like, do any cake. And she seems very selective about her clientele. So let's set this up. And she also has like she has a TikTok account and she calls herself Thug Mom OG. And this is not really like, this account is more for like just fun stuff. So she doesn't really talk a lot about her business on this account generally. She more makes like humor videos and like comedy stuff. So just to set this up. So in this video, her husband has started recording after she's been on the phone with this person for like a half an hour already. So that's where we kind of start off this whole saga here. All right, so let's watch this video because this is freaking hysterical, but also like insane. So, okay, let's watch. Let
you for over a half an hour, and it's past 9 o'clock at night.
Oh.
I cannot.
All right, let me start. Sorry, let me know if you can hear that. Okay.
You for over a half an hour, and it's past 9 o'clock at night. I cannot help you. Okay, I'm just trying to explain to you. I cannot fix this for you. I can't help you. It's just, I can't do it in that amount of time.
You realize that I am the one with the money, right? And you're not. I am the one that's hiring you.
Ma'am, that was incredibly rude. I don't know who you think. I'm trying very hard to remain professional. I can't understand where you think you're coming from with that. I have other clients that book 2 or 3 months out for me, and there are only a few in there that I'm actually designing myself. I don't even know how you got my number. But this is...
I came for 120 for tomorrow. I need to have this done. It needs to be taken care of.
It's not going to happen with me, but there are other bakers around the city that can help you. Maybe I'm not sure.
I mean, it's Walmart could pull this off, but they're not.
Did you? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Did you say bitch?
I did.
Okay, you know what? The only bitch is you, because you've sat here and basically made fun of the fact that everybody else on the planet doesn't have any fucking money but you. I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but I'm the wrong motherfucker. I'm the wrong motherfucker. And it's past 9 o'clock at night. I've got shit to do. Do you understand me? And it's not to make a cake for you. It's not to make a cake for you. Do you understand to lose this number?
I can't believe you would talk to me this way.
Oh, go fuck yourself. That was crazy. She's crazy.
I don't even know what to say.
I don't even know if we post that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what did everybody think about that? So here's the thing. In the comments and on Reddit, some people were saying that they thought this was fake. And like, why would you be recording? Like, why would you record that interaction? And she explained down in the like replies that, and again, this person was so unhinged on the phone that Cassie was worried that this woman would like lie about the interaction or say something happened that didn't. So the reason she said she had her husband, and she'd already been on the phone with this lady for 30 minutes already. Also, the lady called her at like probably like 8:30 at night. Who does that? It's definitely after business hours. And she was afraid this woman was going to like make up some sort of crazy allegation or claim about something she said that didn't happen. So she said that she had her husband record so that there would be an actual record of what really went down, so this woman couldn't lie about her later. And judging by that call, this entitled person definitely seems like the type that would make something up later. The other thing I want to point out is that, so in the call, she's like, I need a cake for 120 tomorrow. Cassie clarified she wasn't expecting the cake for $120. She wanted cake for 120 people in 12 hours. Like, in what world are you living in that you think a custom cake baker is going to make you a cake for 120 people for the next day? And you're calling it 8:30 at night. That is the definition of like crazy customer, crazy entitled customer. And she even said in the phone call, like, it takes her months to, you know, you need to book months out. The fact that this person thought that they could call it like after 8 p.m. and get a cake for 120 people for the next morning is just so out of this world that I just can't believe that that person exists. But apparently that does exist, and that's just insane. So that is the funniest. I was like, holy crap, I cannot believe someone like that actually thinks that's possible. And when she goes, bitch, even Walmart could pull this off. Walmart could not pull that off. People were even saying, like, if you go to Walmart, they're going to take at least 48 hours for any type, you know, unless you're going into Walmart and just buying cakes that are already available. You're not going to get a custom cake from Walmart for the next day either. So, what does everybody think? I just thought that was, and you know what? I thought it was, she kind of gave the same energy back. I thought it was totally justified. Good for her. And if you are in Colorado Springs, definitely, you're not going to try to get a cake for the next day or something crazy, definitely look up Love and Flower Bakery in Colorado Springs. Like, just gorgeous cake. I mean, I just don't know how you would look at this. And I don't even know how this lady got her phone number. I don't know how you would see cakes like this and think that you could get a cake like that the next day custom. Like, that's just not happening. Like, but good for her for actually sticking up for herself. I think the conversation did go way too long. I would have just said, yeah, I can't do that. Like, just whatever, you know, not going to happen. I probably wouldn't have let it go on that long. But, you know, yeah. I would have just said, yeah, that's just not possible at all. Sorry, can't help you, blah, blah, blah. Isn't that call, like, insane, though? All right, let's take a look at some of the comments here. All right, let's see here. Okay, I believe it. People are just dangerously nuts. They really are. That person just sounded totally off their rocker. Because there was confusion too over whether the cake was for, either way it would have been insane. Wanting one of those cakes that you just saw in the Instagram post for $120 is totally not reasonable either. But 120 people is even more insane. So, like, that's going to be like a massive cake, or cakes, plural. You know what I'm saying here? Yeah. 30 minutes, I would have slammed after 4 minutes. Yeah, I wouldn't have, like, she was gracious enough to let the conversation to go along that far, you know. Does your mom sew? My mom can sew a little bit. She's not, like, super into it. She's more into card making. But I believe she can sew. Good for her to speak back to that lady as one who does custom clothing. That's a real conversation. Exactly. Like, that's why I felt you guys could relate, is because that same type of person would bring that same type of energy to, like, custom couture or, like, custom gifts, handmade anything. I mean, it's just insane. That's the kind of person that walks into a store 5 minutes before closing. Exactly. That's just nuts. Yeah, entitled much. Exactly. Like, I just saw that and I was like, holy cow. And I also thought it was funny, like, Cassie's living up to her name, Thug Mom OG for life, you know? 30 minutes when no is a complete sentence. No, she's not a narcissist at all, lol, right? It's just so insane. I'm not sure why the business owner kept the call going. I would just say, nope, can't do it. Have a nice night. And hung up. Yeah, she, you know what? And I believe she did kind of address that a little bit. Let me see if I can. All right, let's look at some of the comments, because some of the comments were pretty, she did reply back, so that's why I actually do think this is a real call. And I can see why they wanted to record that, because someone that unhinged, like, they could go to her Facebook page or her Instagram and just start spouting off nonsense or lies. Like, someone that crazy would do something like that. Like, I 100% believe they would be that, like, crazy. All right, so it's like, okay, let's see here. Okay, I saw that rage bubble and explode, well done. So it says, oh, so she said she hadn't crossed that line the whole time, so that threw me way off. I wish I had calmed down and just hung up, but I'm so sick of people talking to myself and others this way. Yeah, and that's the thing. Your lack of planning is not my problem. The comments here is great. They're great. Let's see here. Sure, that'll be $3,500 since it's just short notice. But I think okay. So this person says you hadn't even agreed to do the order to her yet, and she thought that talking to you that way would make you change your mind. So she replied, it happens a lot. I don't know why, and I don't understand it. I only wanted a recording in case she tried to lie, which many do as well, but I ended up losing my temper. And that's the thing. This is the type of person, that crazy customer, that would leave like a negative review, even though they didn't actually buy anything from the person, and lie or say something, like make up some story. So... But yeah, I thought she explained more about like what happened. But yeah, I don't know why. It is kind of funny that she thought calling a small business at like 8:30 at night would be okay. So it says, yeah, they're correct. She was wanting a cake to serve 120 within 12 hours. So that is Cassie, Thug Mom OG. And she has a fairly big TikTok following. What's going on with TikTok? Every time I go on TikTok too, like it goes to like the next thing without me doing anything. But yeah, it's crazy. It's just crazy. Let's read more of your comments here. She wants this posh cake, and when it isn't happening, it brings in Walmart. I know, right? Like I was like, that's just one of the wildest things I've seen in a while, you know? I don't know. So I don't think she uses WhatsApp. So my guess is that, and I've had this happen to me, probably like probably some former customer probably gave this person the phone number. That's what I think happened. Like some former client is probably like, oh, so this person that is on the phone probably talked to someone who has worked with Cassie in the past, and then the customer probably was like, oh, here's her number. That's probably what happened. Because I've had that happen to me where friends of a friend will call me and I don't know the person. They're like, oh, I got your number from so-and-so. That's what I think probably happened. Yeah, there are inherent risks. These are inherent risks when it comes to retail, right? Like that's, yeah, calling after 8 o'clock was definitely rude. Like super, that was inappropriate and it was very rude. She definitely shouldn't have done that. So, I mean, what do you guys think about that phone? That was just so funny. If you're resorting to using profanity, then that says it all. When she's like, bitch, even Walmart could pull this off. One, no, they can't. And two, like, yeah, you calling her a bitch is not gonna get you a cake, you know? I don't know. It's just crazy. Yeah, I don't know. And that's the thing. She, like, Cassie, I think only has like a Facebook page and an Instagram for the business. And then she's got that TikTok account for like, but the TikTok account is not for like really her business. The TikTok account is like just for fun videos she posts. And here, I'll bring it up here. And she now has like, she got a lot of TikTok followers this week, like ever since she posted that. So her TikTok, when I checked last, she had 500,000 followers. She now has 619,000 followers on TikTok, and that video got 14 million views. So that's pretty hilarious. So good for Cassie. I think that's awesome. And she's like, okay, oh, she goes,
Cassie Tingley, the owner of Love and Flower Bakery, found herself facing an unexpected challenge. A woman with an outrageous request.
I'm just trying to explain to you. I cannot fix this for you. I
So
can't
she's
help
had a
you.
few articles.
It's just, I can't do it in that amount of time.
She's had like a couple articles about her, and the story's gone viral. She's all over Reddit. I think it's pretty hilarious. So I mean, good for her though for sticking up for herself and not letting that like jerk of a person walk all over her or treat her like crap. Like, she didn't deserve that. And that person calling to get a cake for the next day was just totally out of line. You know, just totally out of line. I know. Yeah, good. That's the thing. It turned it into great publicity for her, you know. I think that's kind of amazing. So, good for Cassie. I thought that was awesome. That was just totally awesome. All right, guys. Well, I'm probably going to keep this show kind of short tonight because I got to eat some payway leftovers. And I'm going to clip something. I'm going to clip something from this stream. And let me know if you have anything you want to cover in next week's show or talk about. I'm always up for suggestions. If you're watching live or on the replay, I really appreciate you watching Sewing Report Live. I am Jen, and I hope everyone's having a great Easter Sunday and have a great week ahead. I will see you guys again next week, same time, same place, here in the craft room, here in Florida. Sunday, 6 p.m. Be there or be square. We've had a lot of fun, and I hope everyone has a great week. Have a good sewing. Have a good time sewing, relax, and do whatever you're going to do. And again, thanks to our sponsor, the Sewing Report Etsy shop, as normal. I'll see you guys again next week. Have a good one. I'm Jen with the Sewing Report Live. And